Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution. That's quite a mouthful for a name. That's crazy. It's the sequel book to The Last Ronin. Between this book and The Last Ronin, there was like a Lost Years edition where we saw these new turtles as like toddlers. I never read it. I was just genuinely like, I don't need this to expand. Look, there's a couple things we have to get out of the way before we get into this review. First off, I have reviewed the original run of The Last Ronin, and I have said in that review, I don't like this. The basic concept, the Dark Knighting returns of the Ninja Turtles, it seems like a fine idea. It's an idea that does not excite me or interest me in any capacity. I didn't like how that story went. There was beats in there that were very interesting. Overall, I was kind of let down. I think it also failed for me because of the release schedule being so crazy. Hopefully now they kind of got that staggered and better. The other thing is, it's one of the most popular things the Turtles have done in ages. There's a freaking video game in development about the Last Ronin world. So I literally cannot say it's a failure. It's not something I love, but this is, I guess, what people have wanted for the Turtles for some time. And a sequel to that, it makes sense. The difference is, it's with no characters you are truly familiar with. If you never read The Last Ronin, this book might be incomprehensible to you. I don't really know. And if you are somebody who knows the Turtles from other parts of the culture, like the movies or the cartoons or the toys, what is this to you? This feels like it's strictly a sequel to the book for people that read the first book. And I don't really think anything happened in this issue. I again, while this is not a world I particularly love, I don't think this issue was particularly interesting. So let's get into it a little bit. We open up the book, and Casey Marie Jones, the daughter of April and Casey, she has grown up, and now she is fighting the Yorkville Warriors. Basically, the book reiterates everything that's happened in Ninja Turtle lore. If you haven't read The Last Ronin, she took down the descendant of the Shredder, and they, freed the people of New York and beyond. And now her resistance is trying to keep peace in an otherwise broken world. So she's kind of dressed like a ninja Casey Jones with a cape, leading a resistance, beating up thugs and criminals going against her and her people. And their resources are limited and dwindling, and they can't keep up with the attacks that are growing stronger. It's not looking good. And these new warriors are working for somebody else. She doesn't really know who they are, but they're going to have to figure out soon what they're going to do to this new threat that is looming. But she's going to go home and check on her kids. That fight can happen another day. Post-apocalyptic bullshit. You know what it looks like. We then cut to the four turtles. And who are the four turtles? They are not the ones you are familiar with. These are the new turtles. We have Uno, Odin, Yi, and Moja. They are all named after the number 1 in different languages. They also all have telepathy, so they can communicate with each other in their mind. And basically, the first page that has them together, we are seeing them sitting down to read a story, to tell the tale of their ancestors. And then, how about a couple of pages just reiterating everything you've seen in Ninja Turtle lore before? So this probably plays like it's this continuation of the original Mirage stuff. The story, we start with Hamato Yoshi and Oroku Saki, or Nagi I should say. They do use Oroku Nagi in this. And, death, New York, turtles are born. We get the Mirage looking events in black and white. We defeat the Shredder. He's killed. Then we get a recap of The Last Ronin. Yep, we do. We recap The Last Ronin, and it's Michelangelo, the last descendant of his family, he avenged them all, and now he felt peace, so he died happy, and now we're here to take the place. Now, I didn't read The Lost Years, so I'm not going to comment on the interpretation there. We're one issue in to these new turtles, and there's no real defined personality yet. Odin is the big one, so he's kind of acting like a big one. I guess Uno is kind of the leader, and she is a little more like we have to keep being in charge and doing stuff and things. And I think they're saying that is it Yi? Yi, I think, is the one that's got like the bandana eyes, and then the one in like the hood is Moja. Those two I might be getting confused. But one's kind of like more dark, and the other one's a little more like fun. And okay, so they just recap the story. They're like, let's get back home before Mom and Grandma realize we're gone. We then cut to April O'Neil because she's still alive. This is 15 years after the events of The Last Ronin, and she's like building pipes in the sewers or something. And again, it's just like we have limited resources. We're on the outs with everything. We can't keep doing things the way we're doing. We don't got the troops or the manpower to rebuild the systems of the world. You get it. It's interesting enough. There is so much dialogue in this book, and it's just kind of explaining nothing with a lot of words. Then we see the turtles. They are running through the rooftops, doing the classic turtle thing. It's like, if we don't get home before Mom, you're going to get like a big grounding this week. It's not going to look good for us. They do have telepathy so they can talk to each other like that, which I guess is interesting. I don't know. Does that mean anything? They go back into the sewers again. They try to sneak in, but their mom and their grandma are waiting for them because, of course, they are. I don't know. I really don't know. It's kind of fun. They're just too tired to ground the kids, so they're like, why don't we just get some food, chillax for a minute, and we'll deal with you another time, okay? If you would stop just stressing about that. Okay, so Odin is the big one. The kind of like pale, the fairer skinned one who's clearly the leader is Uno. The one in the hood is Moja. And then the one of like the yellow bandana-ish eyes is Yi. Because Yi kind of says like, well, Moja said if we didn't come back, will we get punished this time? And it's whatever. So then they just kind of like, well, let's just relax and get on with our lives. We'll chill for a minute. Put on our civilian clothes, which is just like headphones and vests and stuff. And we'll do another huge page talking about the news. So here's like Channel 6 News reporting on like the comments of the police chief and the mayor and how bad crime is. And crime, isn't it bad? And we'll do stuff about crime. Crime's on the rise. Crime. It's crazy. We defeated Oroku, the evil bitch. Now we have crime. Nothing's ever truly good. And April's like, oh my God, this is too much. There's always something. We're always losing. This is all too crazy. And Casey's like, yeah, we're trying. We keep trying everything. Her emergency beeper goes off, and then she gets like a call from one of her commanders. And like, our units are being attacked again. We do not have the manpower or the capability to fight them. We are actually losing here, Casey. This is not looking good for us. We can't keep doing this. Our people are about to die with these attacks. So she's like, ah, shit. Okay, I'm going to go look at the shrine to my dead family, and I guess I'm going to enlist my child soldiers into my war. So, turtles, suit up. You're going to war. And April's like, fuck! Why does this keep happening? Why can't I just raise normal mutant teenage turtles and not have them fight in like a holy crusade against like the evil that is plaguing society? Why does this keep happening? So the turtles accompany their mother, Casey, and I say mother, they call her sensei. It doesn't matter. It's whatever. You know, she's the Splinter of this. It's fine. She looks cool. NECA make these action figures. I might buy them. And they start beating up the warrior clan that they're fighting, and it's looking good. The turtles are like, man, Sensei's a beast. She's kicking ass. She's taking names. Hell yeah. So then they get into the fight, and they don't have like a distinctive weapon that they use among them. They all kind of just carry the weapons of the four previous turtles. And I think Odin has a hockey stick. There's some shots where he's got like a hockey stick in like his like array of weapons. So sure. I don't even think Casey's using a hockey stick. So why does he have one? It's whatever, but they all got like swords and sais and nunchucks, and you literally see like panels where it's like a bow staff is on the back of their belt and one's holding a sai and they got nunchucks and they're swinging the sword everywhere. It's like this is a lot. Y'all got a lot going on here. And they're just kind of winning. They're doing pretty good. They're kicking ass and taking names. They're winning. They're the turtles. They're the title characters. Of course they're going to win. The fight's looking like it's going pretty well. And then Sensei's like, you got to watch each other's back and help each other out, keep each other safe. And that's when Odin is like about to get like attacked from the back, but he turns into stone and freezes. And like the guy attacking him like breaks his hammer on him. And everyone like stops because Odin just turned to stone. What? And you're like, what? That they won the day, but the big brother turned to stone. And you're like, what the hell? That's crazy. How does that happen? And you know what? That's where the book ends. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I think you gave me enough to know what this is going to be. Now, the most interesting part of this book is the last 2 pages where the character turns to stone, implying that something mystical is happening. But other than that, I'm not feeling much towards this. A lot of reiteration, a lot of stating the same thing in multiple different ways. We have a news broadcast saying the same thing as April talking to her workers, as Casey talking to her army. You're not giving me anything new. The turtle dynamic is young, so we don't have anything truly to latch on to yet, but they are very specifically designed. It's not overcomplicated, which could become a problem. They're not overly complicated. They're just specific in color and tone, and that's something, I guess. Like their shells are different and the patches on them are different. I know we want to be distinctive because we can't just do like 4 of the same turtles again, I suppose, but a lot of pouches and stuff. I don't know. I am not against this book existing. I know why it exists. And I said this when the first Last Ronin came out. It is a book that does not excite me or interest me. So this isn't going to excite me all of a sudden. I'm going to be interested and kind of impressed, but I'm not going to be like, oh, finally, the sequel I've been waiting for with new turtles. That's not how I feel. But cool for existing. Curious to see where this goes. This issue comes out in March. Do not be surprised if we have to wait till like July for issue 2, because God forbid this story come out on time. I have no confidence in that happening. So, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution, issue number 1. I'm not saying all of that again. I am going to give a 6 out of 10. Now, thank you all for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And of course, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.